Hey everybody, Steven LaGuerra, creator of the Sales Pipeline Automation System, also known as a SPA system. So what I'm going to do in this video is give you a quick demo of a specific scenario that I teach my clients, and I set this up for them so that they can have a system that's going to be able to both manage the sales cycle or the sales process from when there's initial contact all the way through enrolling the client into your product or service as a new client, and then managing the relationship with that client moving forward. So the whole system, let's make an assumption here, and this is, say for example, that you do a webinar, and the call to action is for someone to book a discovery session with you, right? Or a breakthrough session, whatever you want to call it. So the assumption is here is that they listened to the webinar, they clicked on the button, and they end up here on my booking page. Right? So first thing I'm going to do is we're going to book a get to know you discovery session. Now the way that I have this set up is not only do they book the appointment, so I'm going to go ahead. The day of that I'm creating this video is today's August 9th, 2018. And I'm going to go ahead and book this meeting for the 15th of August. And if you notice in here, there's the basic information: name, first name, last name, phone number, and email. Plus, what I've done is also done a quick questionnaire so I can get to know what the client is about, or just a little bit about him. I've created this questionnaire to be really, really short for demonstration purposes, right? So what best describes your coaching consulting business? I do this full time. Tell me about your business. Let's say I'm a business coach. And what's the number one important goal for your business? To scale it to, let's say, 20K per month. And what would this goal mean to you? It would mean financial freedom. From a technology standpoint, what is the biggest challenge in your business? A lot of coaches are not technical, so I'm going to make the assumption here that I'm not techie, which I'm very techie. When you solve a challenge, how will that impact your business? Well, it'll be relief, right? Because I don't have to deal with the tech. Now, there's a couple things that are going to happen here, but first thing is watch what happens when I complete this. What this is going to do is, this is my scheduling software, and this is going to automatically send all this information to my CRM system, which is also my contact management system. So the CRM is going to handle the sales, the whole entire sales cycle for it, and then the contact manager is going to actually manage the relationship with that specific person once they're a client. So the first thing I'm going to do is, of course, I'm booking an appointment. So looking at my CRM, we're going to notice that over here on activities, right, because we're planning an activity, which is a phone call, there's nothing there. The moment I go ahead and book this, so I complete the appointment, oops, I need to put in first name and all that information, right? And I'm going to change this slightly because I'm already contact in there. So I want this to look like a brand new contact. And notice that whenever there's a mistake, the system actually goes ahead and tells you, so it's foolproof. And the moment I complete that appointment, watch what happens over here. Within a matter of seconds, all that information is now in my CRM, right? So this person is, with this phone number, is going to, we're having a get to know you discovery session. The date is August 15th at 10 a.m., right? And this is assigning it to me. So if I actually open up that contact, you're going to notice that all the information from the questionnaire is there. So I have everything in a very easy to read dashboard. Right now, I'm going to add some things to this. Now this goes basically chronologically, so this is happening in the future. So watch what happens if I just go ahead. Let's say for the purpose of just demonstrate, let's say that we had the discovery session, and this client is a fit, and we decided to work together, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write a note saying that client is interested in my services and has asked for a proposal. Right now, normally this would be on top of that, but again, because this is in chronological order, this doesn't happen until the 15th. Right now, it's the 9th, but for demonstration purposes, notice what happened here, right? So now this person is interested; they want a proposal. So now, what they're going to go into my sales pipeline. So I'm going to add a new deal, and I'm going to call this Stephen Laguerra Spa System Setup. And when I go ahead and save it, a new deal is created. And if I come over here to deals, voila, here it is, Stephen Laguerra Spa System Setup. Right? And then my particular pipeline, or the way that my sales process goes, is I start off with a discovery session. We decide that we want to work together, so I'm going to prepare the proposal, and then I'm going to set up a follow-up appointment to present the proposal. And then the client's going to say yes or no, and they're going to sign the proposal, send me a deposit. The moment that the deposit is paid, that is now considered a new client. So I can go ahead and send them into the one column, and then I will go ahead and send them the contract and the scope of work and all the paperwork. Plus, I will also give them access to some back-end systems that I have in order to fulfill with the client. So since I do projects, and so it goes directly into project management software. But let's say, for example, that you are a coach, right? And that you have, let's say that whenever a new client comes on board, you send them let's say, a welcome email with maybe access to an online course, some worksheets that they need to fill out, and things that you need in order to begin the coaching relationship, including setting up the first appointment for coaching, right? So you can set up what I call the onboarding email, and that can be automatically sent the moment that goes into the one column, right? So let's say this deal was won, right? Now, one of the things you'll notice is also there's a little number here. So one of the things that I could have done is I could have said, okay, this deal is worth to me, let's say, I don't know, 1,000. Well, the spa system is 997, so let's say 997, and I go ahead and save it. Right now, notice that there's this over here, and also what this allows me to do is on my pipeline allows me to see how much money is out there, right? So I can see that this is 1,500, this is 1,200. Now my default is in U.S. dollars, but I also have Canadian clients because I live in Vancouver, Canada. So this particular one is the default is not default, but it's Canadian dollars, and that's $2,500 for this client, right? And then once they're in my pipeline, and let's say that this client went ahead and paid the deposit, now they're a client. So I'm just going to go ahead and open that record, and again, all the information from the initial call is there. This is telling me where I am in the pipeline, right? And then this is where now I begin to manage the relationship with the client. So I can take notes with the client. I can add activities to the client, right? And this is so I can set up in my calendar, and this will automatically sync with my Google Calendar, by the way, which is my master calendar. But if it's a call, or if it's a meeting, or I need to remind myself of a task, or there's some kind of deadline, or I need to remind myself that I need to send an email to this person, right? Or we need to set up a lunch date, things like that. I can even set it up to, it can remind me when this person's birthday is, right? And I can go in and set it up the birthday, and then in the calendar I can set up a reminder of that person's birthday, right? So there's all kinds of functionality here that I can do to remind myself of things. So let's say, for example, that the day that I got to send them an email, I can send that person an email directly from the system, right? So this is synced with my email, which is steven@deliveryourcontent.com. I can sync this with a Gmail account. I can sync this with a Outlook account. So it's pretty flexible as to where the email is going to come from. But it allows me to send the email directly from here rather than going into Outlook, which was what I use as my regular email client. But just to save time, I can actually send the email from here. As you can see, I have 4 emails pending, so these are emails that are coming into my system. And one of the things that this will do when I send the email from here, it'll track to see even if it's opened. And the moment that the name and the email and everything is synced together, now moving forward, any activity that happens here, whether we exchange emails, I receive an email, I send an email, it's all going to be tracked over here. So I have a very detailed log of activities that have happened with this client. The other neat thing about this software is that I can also upload files, right? So let's say the client sends me a worksheet, right? I can go ahead and upload it and save it into here, and this will automatically also save into my Google Drive. So I can go into my Google Drive, I can import documents, I can import directly from the computer, or I can create a new document. Now, a lot of coaches that I've worked with, they really like this system. So if you get any value, if you get value out of this is really one neat little thing that a few of my clients actually do, is they have an ongoing document for that specific client. So let's say Steven's coaching document, right? And I can go ahead and create this document and watch how it automatically opens right inside of my dashboard, right? So this is a Google Doc that's going to be saved directly into my Google Drive, and I can just go ahead and start creating a coaching document with my clients. So, I can say, so 8, 9, 18, first coaching call with client. So I can set up to-dos for the client. And let's say one is create client avatar, right? Which is who's your ideal client. I don't know. Let's say that's the first assignment, right? Now that goes ahead and gets saved into my Google Docs. Another thing I can do, which you're not going to see here because I don't have it integrated, but I can actually integrate this with a voice over IP service where I can make a call directly from my system and record the calls. So that's really cool. And that's something I will show you in a separate video once we add that to my system. But we're going to try to keep this as simple as possible. And as you can notice, we are managing the entire relationship from this document, right? And I have this also set up with, so on the deals over here, one of the things I can do is on the follow-up, I can actually add these clients into an automated campaign if I choose to do so. So if I move this person from here to here, I can fire campaigns. So I can do a lot of automation just directly from this deal dashboard as far as sending out emails, things like that. All right. So this was a brief example of what you can do. Again, this system is set up as to they book the discovery session. It automatically goes into an activity into my Pipedrive. I spoke to the customer. We decided that we're going to work together, so that went and created an automatic deal. Right. So this was back over here. And now I can begin to manage this relationship. And the nice thing about it is that I know everything that's happening in my business as far as my my gaining new clients, my what some people call your sales pipeline or your sales process, and then managing the coaching relationship after that. So if you have any questions, please send me an email at steven@deliveryourcontent.com, and I look forward to talking with you again and seeing you in other trainings. Bye for now.